So, how are you, Prabhu?
Doing okay, doing good.
Okay. So, in last class, we had completed Bhragu Chakra Paddhati, or you can call it Paribhraman Paddhati. There are different names. So, I hope you might have tried in some charts. And that is very good technique to find out timings. The procedure it is used in birth time rectification also, because if you have these 6 charts, D1, D9, D12, D40, D45 and D60, all these 6 charts you can, especially I have found Jagannath Hora to be very useful software for birth time rectification, because you can change the lagna. You can just move lagna to next sign. So it will exactly go to the timing up to seconds in which the lagna is changing. So you can just full lagna, just like cricket, they have when they have to see a run out or LBW, so they plug and they roll it backward and
Go
forward.
back.
So whether this here ball is touching the bat or not, so they check it. So here in Jagannath Hora also, you can just go to next lagna and check whether the event is confirming. So in Bhragu Chakra Paddhati, we find out the house like this, like 25th year is first house. So in first house, somebody got job in his 25th year. So we check the first house, whether first house is confirming job or not. So you see which all planets are affecting first house, and which all planets are affecting first house lord. And first house lord, it may be connected to 10th house, sitting house or aspecting the 10th house. So definitely during its dashantar dasha, it can bring the effect of 10th house. Sometimes 10th lord may be sitting in first house, 10th lord may be aspecting first lord. So you have to find out individual chart and all events. You can when we do birth time rectification, first we ask them to give some important events of life and their dates, basically chronological order, and check it one by one. So
you mentioned about 4 to 5 main charts: D1, D9, D60, and which one? Other two?
D12,
Okay.
D40,
Okay.
D45,
D45.
and D60, 60. So these 6 charts, they can show all events of life.
Okay.
So they are Rashi Tulya only. Just like you check the Rashi, D1 chart is a Rashi chart. So you check the Rashi chart. Similarly, you can check all these charts. These all charts will show all events of your life.
Okay.
It is apart from having the ability to show a particular segment of life, like these charts. So like D9 is a specific chart for marriage also. Just by checking the 7th house lord and the lagna, and certain points in that you can tell about the longevity of partner or longevity of married life. Similarly, D12 chart is for parents. So you can tell specifically about parents. But apart from that, you can also tell all the events of life. It will confirm all the events of life.
Okay, yeah. So all the charts and all the events.
So all these charts have these all events, and also some specific, like D12 is for parents. D9 is for marriage. That's a specific segment which they can confirm. So now today we want to understand how to do horoscope matching. As an astrologer, in your life, most of the questions to you will come about marriage, about finances, about career, about children and children's career, children's marriage, nothing else. Higher education, and in some cases, of course, only in devotees cases, you will find that they have some inclination to know about their spiritual life.
Okay.
But if somebody wants to do research in astrology, deeper in astrology, one should stop seeing chart for marriage. One should stop seeing chart for finances and career. All the, if you want to do research, because this you will never get time. So many people will come for only these purposes. So if somebody wants to do any research and want to maybe want to write a book or want to go in a specific area, one has to leave one has to practically leave astrology, anything else, in astrology, because people will come to you only for these purposes. Maximum. So the thing is, now when you match charts, horoscope matching, which is very important. Why is it important? There are two things. In India, we find that still arranged marriages are there. Marriages are arranged by parents or seniors, superiors. In West, you will not find such type of culture. There, they have only love marriages. So, here in India also, love marriages are there. Now, love marriage is such a thing. When somebody comes to you and asks that I love this person, whether I should marry or not. When some people come to me and ask like this, I tell them, if you love somebody, then don't show horoscope. Okay. Horoscope matching is not for the people who are already in love. Why? Because you two are already karmically connected. That means in your life, in your destiny, she is already there or he is already there. So what is the use of matching horoscope? Because destiny has brought a person already in your life. Now, if you leave this person, then it is again, you are entangling yourself in further karma. Oh. So it's better you go with your destiny and don't think about chart now at this point, because you have already, before starting a relationship, you should have asked if you wanted to ask. But love doesn't like that, of course. So love means it happens by, just person cannot say when, we cannot plan for a love. So if people come with charts who are already in love, you can just tell, okay, I will match, but I would recommend don't focus on this horoscope matching so much. Whatever is in your karma has already come because you have brought that person in your life. That means you are already connected karmically. Now go ahead with that. And it's all about debt, rinanu bandhan, debt. Because you had debt on this person and this person had debt on you, that's why you have become attached to each other. Now you both have to serve each other. Either serve each other or break each other's head, whatever. So it's rinanu bandhan, it's debt basically. And it happens as soon as the debt gets over, the person goes away from your life. Either there is a separation, either by death or by divorce or anything like that. So one has to, like I told, one of my friends, he had this marriage issue. So he did arrange marriage, but he was cheated. And this lady, she filed a case and she she asked for 35 lakhs alimony in a one-time settlement, out-of-court settlement. And he had paid her. Now, after that, he was still thinking. I said, don't think about her anything because she had this debt in some lifetime. You must have taken this money from her. Now she has come in this lifetime and taken this 35 lakhs from you. Now just forget about her if you try to do anything further. Because he even started thinking, let me do some black magic on her or something like that. I said, if you further entangle yourself in this karma, you will never come out of problems. Because again, you have to come back and pay back to her. So she has taken, let her go. It's your destiny. It was your karma, the fruit of your karma only. Okay, he understood. So we have to understand people come, how people come in our lives and how they live. And in astrology, it will be visible in the chart also. Somebody loses money, legal disputes, especially with the spouse. You find second lord in sixth house or sixth lord going to second house. Sixth house is disputes or divorce. And person, has to lose money on that. 12th house lord will be involved from somewhere. 12th lord is also sitting there of expenditure, losses and all. So chart will tell. You can also see there are many things. If first, when we match horoscope, we see points that anybody can see nowadays. Websites are there, softwares are there, apps are there. You go and they show you the right picture, how many points are matching. Out of 36, 18 is considered basic minimum. But by consultation with an expert astrologer, professional astrologer, even for 16 points also, sometimes marriage is agreed upon because you see other things. An astrologer can do the analysis properly. App or software cannot do it that in depth, that depth, because astrologer's own judgment will also count there. So we should not go by number until unless they're very less. Like even if they go below 14 or below 14, that is quite less. So in that case, we can just leave it. We can say it's not required. But if it is 14 and above, suppose 15 and more, then you can give it a chance. You can just find out and try to find out whether there are other negativities or negativities can be curbed, or they are getting cancelled, or there are certain things. We will discuss it further. So first point is, and one should not become very happy if points are so many, 32 points are matched. Well, I have seen divorces happening even after matching of 32 points. So that's not a great criteria. There are many other criteria we will talk in today's class. So there are these points: Varna, Vashya, and then this Tarabal is also there, and Gana is there, and Yoni is there, Bhakut is there, Bhakut is also there, and Nadi is there. So you will find that three things are major: Nadi, Bhakut, and Gana. They carry maximum point 5, 6, 7. Sorry, 6, 7, 8.
6.
And Grahatri is also there, that contains 5. So whenever I match any horoscope, first I check whether there is Graha Maitri or not. What is Graha Maitri? The two Rashis of these two people, they are of friendly planets or enemy planets. If one Rashi is Libra, another Rashi is Capricorn. So Venus and Saturn, these two planets are friendly towards each other. So what we understand, whenever planets are friendly for both girl and boy, that means the natures will match. The thinking process will match. There will be a natural liking towards each other. Boy will like the girl and girl will like the, and even they will like the nature. Even if there is fight between them, still they will be ready to resolve the fight. They don't want to continue the fight. So Grah Maitri has a very big role. If Grah Maitri is there and then Bhakut is not there, but still I would recommend, because Bhakut shows love, how much love they will have. But Grah Maitri, when it is good, I think, I have seen, they are, even in your life, you will see most of your friends will be from your, friendly signs.
Yeah.
So they will be friendly towards each other. So happy married life is basically the quality of married life. If the quality is better, even if longevity is not too much, but the quality of married life is very good. Longevity in the sense, sometimes they have somebody has widow yoga, Vaidhavya yoga, or the boy has widower yoga. In that case, one person may die, but if they have lived happily, there will be some satisfaction in their life. Of course, we try that both should match. Longevity should also be there. Sometimes if we don't see longevity, then also we don't recommend. We say, although there will be good understanding between you two, but longevity is of one of the partners is less, then people have to decide themselves. We say, it's from my side, because longevity is not good, so we would not recommend. So first point is Grah Maitri. If you see friendly planets, that's a tick mark, first tick, green. Now, other thing is Bhakut. If Grah Maitri is not matching, it's not having good points. But if Bhakut is there, Bhakut points are okay, 7 points. Then also we may recommend that, because that shows love. So even if Grah Maitri is not there, which means their thinking process may be different. There may be some intellectual differences, or the way of thinking is different. Still, there will be love between these two. So if Bhakut is there, Bhakut points are there, then we can think of going ahead. Third is Nadi. In Nadi, generally 3 things are told. That one may, if Nadi is not matching, 3 types of Nadis are there: Adi, Madhya, and Antya. So if both the people have same Nadi, then it's Nadi dosh. It is called Nadi dosh. What we do, we see if Nadi dosh is there in their horoscope, they can either do some parihar, they can do some remedies. There are different remedies and some pujas for Nadi dosh. And what is the result of having Nadi dosh? There are 3 things which may happen. One thing is, one partner may not be, either the progeny may be weak, first. Second, or one of the partners will not have a good health, or one will die prematurely. So these 3 things are there. Sometimes they say children will not happen, progeny will not happen. Like in my case, mine and my wife's nadis are same. So my father, who is also an astrologer, so he said you will not have children. But I have children, 2 children, and it's not a problem. It did not occur. But I found that progeny, my health of my children is little weak. They are very prone to, like my elder son has some allergies and all, which I also have. So you can see some effect will be there. Bhakut, even simply similarly for Bhakut also, there are some remedies which are done at some specific places. Those things are there. So we can see like that. Gana is again because Brahman, Dev, Manushya, and Rakshas. Now Devas can match with Devagan and Manushyagan. Similarly, Manushya can match with Manushya and Devagan, but not Rakshas. Rakshas should marry to Rakshas only. So what is Rakshasgan? As we talk about mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So Rakshas means they will have little more impulsive nature. The likings will be more like sensual. But Dev and Manushya, they may be more intellectually inclined. Or they may be more in mode of goodness. Their habits may differ. They like to get up very early and all those things. So it's like mode of goodness nature. So one may find this Brahman, Kshatriya, and Dev, Manushya, and Rakshasgan. So you recommend, if other points are matching, then even if it is not there, Varna is not matching, Gana is not matching, still you may tell them to continue. But there will be some repercussions. Sometimes there will be fights. Natures will differ, no? One thing we have to understand: you can never find 100% perfect partner for you. And more filters you put in horoscope matching, more difficult it will become to finalize marriage. K.N. Rao sir, he gives example of a brahmachari who I think I had told this story, and that's a joke actually. So it was those times when people would live for 300, 400 years. So one brahmachari one day he thought, let me get married. So he started searching for a perfect partner. So after 200 years, he got a perfect match. Then he thought, okay, let me find perfect muhurta for getting married. So he died a bachelor. So, so you cannot get perfect muhurta. You may not get perfect partner. So don't hanker for it so much. Somewhere you have to compromise. And this is the most karmic relationship, you know. You're getting your partner. You have to stay with him or her for throughout life. And what not will happen during this time? Everything. You will make your own house. You will produce children, and you will fight with each other. So many things will happen during this time. So it's one of the most karmic relationships. You spend most of your lifetime with your partner. So we have to understand this is karmic. We will get the partner as per our karma. But since Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, we have to do our duty. Doesn't mean we should just leave everything, whenever it will come. It will come definitely. But when we know the philosophy that we have to do our duties, we have to take responsibilities, then we got to search and we have to do all those things. Okay. So this is another point. Yoni is about sexual compatibility, mainly. They also say about mentality, but from the name you can understand Yoni. So because it tells about how much physically they are compatible towards each other. Like one of the Yoni is Nakula. They are generally named based on animals. So Nakula is mongoose. So mongoose does not have a female counterpart. It's only male part only. I mean, male entity. So those who have Nakula Yoni, they will not get any opposite partner, perfectly matching. Some are totally opposite to each other, like Sarp and Mushak. Serp is snake, Mushak is rat. Snake eats rat. Similarly, deer or cow with lion, Vyagra, tiger. So tiger eats this. So in this case, you'll find there is 0 points, no, not at all matching. So their physical compatibility will be totally opposite. So we can check that. At least we can inform the client. We can tell them, this is the situation. And then Varna and Vashya, they carry less points. Varna is again Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So it carries, I think, 1 point only. So as we know, Brahman can marry, even Brahman boy can marry a Kshatriya girl or Brahman girl. In Vaishya also, I think. And then opposite is not okay. No? So this carry very less points, and this may be neglected if other things are very nicely matching and horoscopes are very nice. So when we see horoscopes, we see first how many points are matching. Even if less points are matching, then we check these basic, Grahametri, Bhakut, Nadi. We check these. If they are matching, we can go ahead and check the horoscopes themselves. Now in horoscopes, like if your client is a female, then in boy's chart, you will check whether they have bad yoga in their 7th house. Their 7th house is damaged, or there is divorce in the chart, or there is death of the partner in the chart. If such kinds of yogas you find, then you have to tell the client, you have to tell them, this is the thing. I would not recommend to go ahead with this chart. You also should check actually D9 chart. D9 chart is for marriage. So if D9 chart contains Lagna is good, Lagna Lord is in good situation, that means marriage will be generally good. There will not be any problem. But if Lagna is weak or malefic influences are there, similarly on 7th house, and also you have to see Rashi chart, 7th Lord, what is his position in D9 chart. Quality of marriage, whenever you have to check, you check Venus. How is the quality of marriage? If Venus is in bad condition, person may get cheated in love. Person may get, the partner may die, or there may not be much happiness, lot of quarrels in married life. So Venus also we have to check, or especially for quality of married life. Karaka, Venus is significator. In girl's chart, you see Jupiter. Because in a girl's chart, Jupiter represents husband. So if Jupiter is retrograde, then there will be some problem. Our married life will be in problem. You have to check retrograde Jupiter in female chart. You can see any horoscope, you'll find there will be some problem. Also, you can see how many points one is getting in Ashtak Varga, 7th house. When you go to 7th house in Ashtak Varga, how many points you are getting? If points are 28 or more, then the person is supposed to have a good married life. When we match horoscopes, we see if both the people are having good numbers, 28 plus, then easily we can recommend. But suppose if both of them have less points, then this marriage will not be very happy marriage. Below 28, 23 points, or for the less, 18 points, 19 points. You will see that in Nehru's chart, there are very less points. Even in Indira Gandhi's chart also, in D9 and in Ashtak Varga, they carry only this 18 or 19 points. So ultimately, married life is not a happy one. You know about their married life. If one partner has more points, like 30 plus, another partner has less points, then also it will be acceptable. Of course, the person who has more points, he will be little disappointed in his partner, or she will be disappointed in her partner. But the other person will be happy with this partner, because he, whenever you check in Ashtak Varga, you check the points for both seventh house of both girl and boy, add them and divide by 2. That means mean. If mean is coming 28 or more, then you can actually say yes for the marriage. It's okay. One can go ahead in this kind of thing. There are many other principles about this Ashtak Varga. Many principles are there. From Ashtak Varga also, you can check whether marriage should be, the proposal is acceptable or not. Like, one can also check if in girls' chart, boys' moon Rashi, Chandra Rashi, how many points it is carrying in girls' chart. For example, the boy is Capricorn moon sign, and the girl is Virgo moon sign. Then in boy's chart, you check how many points are there in Virgo sign in Ashtak Varga. And in girl's chart, you check how many points are there in Capricorn in her chart. How many Ashtak Varga points are there? If both of them are 30 plus, then it is highly recommended marriage. But if one partner is having 30 plus, another is having less, so the one who is having less of other partner, he will be disappointed with his partner, basically. He or she will be disappointed with the partner. So suppose in one case you find girl's chart, boy is having 32 points. Boy's Rashi has 32 points in girl's chart. But in boy's chart, girl's Rashi is having only 22 points. Then you can say this girl is very lucky for the boy, but boy is not so lucky for the girl, because in girl's chart, boy is having less points, boy's Rashi. So she will feel that is not perfect. I mean, is not good. Also, there will be a lot of pressure in marriage. Or her expectations will not be met by this person. So that is also one thing we can check. Another point is 5th house and 7th house. If you check how many Ashtak Varga points are there in 5th house and how many in 7th house. If 5th house is having more points than 7th house, then this person will be dominating person. If 7th house is having more points compared to 5th house, then this person whose chart it is, he or she will get dominated by the partner. If you find two horoscopes where both are having more points in 5th house, what does that mean? What do you think? Both are having more points than 7th house. Then what will happen?
Oh, both are dominating in their individual way.
So both are dominating. There will be problems. And in such situation, if you find a chart, that will be very good combination, where One partner is having more points in 7th house, another partner is having more points in 5th house. Then it is perfect, because this kundli is made to be dominated and that kundli is made to dominate the other person. So that we can check actually. So we can check our horoscopes also. You will find out you will be dominating on your partner, or your partner will be dominating on you. Or in some case, suppose both are having more points in 5th house, then they will keep fighting. Arguments will be there. Okay. So it's you can just see any horoscope, immediately you can tell. So Prabhuji, you are dominated by your wife, or you feel suppressed. You are, we call it, hen-packed husband. So you are a hen-packed husband. So you can tell that. So, and another thing, now we can also check whether we can superimpose the two charts. So how we superimpose? Like you are to Aquarius ascendant and the girl is Cancer ascendant, suppose. So if you go in Parashar Light software, it is already there. You can superimpose the two charts and see. So you take a base, base of, suppose, first you take boy's chart, keep it as it is. Now superimpose girl's chart. So how will you superimpose? You rotate it in such a way that same lagna comes. The boy's lagna, you rotate the chart and make boy's lagna as lagna. Boy's lagna as lagna in girl's chart. So now you can see how this chart will superimpose on boy's chart. It was like this. Now you have turned it, and now same lagna you have made. So you will find that from girl's chart, certain planets will get posited in different houses of boy's chart. Now, for example, boy has moon in 12th house. And then you rotate the chart, you make Cancer ascendant the girl. Or, if the boy is Cancer ascendant. So and the girl is Aquarius ascendant. So you rotate it, you bring Cancer as lagna. And you find that Saturn is sitting in 12th house. Now girl was having moon in 12th house. Now this moon is superimposed by Saturn. So moon Saturn combination will come. So after marriage, this girl will feel depression. Moon Shani Vish Yoga will form. Similarly, Mars is there at some place in boy's chart, and then Rahu comes from girl's chart. That means there'll be fights, there'll be accidents. Many problems will happen in that house, especially.
So when we are matching house to house. We are saying we're matching lagna to, means first house, or not like that.
So what we are doing as basically what effect girl's kundli will have on boy's kundli. So boy has got some planets in houses, and now you turn girl's chart and make the same lagna. So you will find those the planets in her chart will be posited in some points in boy's chart also at some houses. Let me just show. Okay. So now if you make a chart, And what is happening? Okay, so suppose this is boy's chart, and boy is Cancer ascendant. So it's number 4. You can change the colors. Number 4, number 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 1, 2, 3. So suppose this is boy's chart. Now when you bring girl's chart, let's just make it like that. Okay, girl chart. So I'm just making so that this is suppose first house, second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house, sixth house, seventh house, eighth house, ninth house, 10th house, 11th and 12th. So I'm just for your understanding, I'm showing it like that. So here it is 4, 5. For her also it will go like that.
So means we have rotated in a way that the house in which the fourth sign is there, that will come.
But her ascendant can be anywhere. Like ascendant
Anywhere.
Ascendant is suppose Capricorn. This is ascendant.
Okay.
Now suppose boy has moon here.
Okay.
Moon. But girl in Cancer sign, she has Saturn. So what will happen by superimposing? You find that moon and Saturn combination is coming on Cancer sign.
Yes.
That means there will be some problem for boy. He will feel depression. Similarly, in sixth house, suppose he has Rahu, and girl will have Mars here. So Mars Rahu combination, there will be a lot of fight. There will be so many situations in home. So this is imposition.
Okay.
So this we can check. And also what we see is Jupiter. So if suppose Jupiter is here, so we check whether Jupiter is aspecting Moon, Lagna or Lagna Lord of other person's chart. Now Jupiter from here will be aspecting this house. Okay. Or this and this house and this house. Okay. So girls, Jupiter is aspecting these three houses. Now suppose instead of Moon here, Moon is sitting in Leo for boy. Then Jupiter will aspect. So whenever such situation is there, that either Jupiter of girl is aspecting boys Lagna, Lagna Lord or Moon, or both have same Lagna. And similarly in boys chart, you find that boys Jupiter is aspecting girls Moon, girls Lagna Lord, or they both have same Lagna. In such situation, they both have Moon in same Rashi. In some such situation, Jupiter supports the marriage. Jupiter protects the marriage because this partner will be giving support to other partner, his spouse, his or her spouse, basically. Understanding my point?
Yes.
So when you superimpose like that, if you find that Jupiter is supporting their Lagna, Lord, Moon and all, then you can say, yes, it's a favorable marriage. And it will have a long run. It will run for longer time. Because they both will be supporting each other in different things. Even if they go through financial problems, still there will not be any problem. They will be able to go ahead with marriage. So that also we have to check. Of course, there are now many parameters now. And so many filters, if you put some filters, some parameters will not match. So we have to see how important is, which parameter. Sometimes situations are different, like somebody is already divorced. From which house do you see second marriage? From which house do you see?
Second marriage.
Always third from itself is the self house. So third from seventh house is again second marriage.
Okay.
So ninth house. So if you want to check the condition of second marriage, you check the ninth house condition. How is it? How is ninth lord? Is exalted, debilitated in 6, 8, 12? What is the situation? Okay. So you can check for second marriage. So other parameters will not matter that much. Suppose Manglik. Now Manglik is what? Manglik is whenever Mars is placed in 1, 4, 7, 8 and 12th house. That's Manglik. So there is a general theory that whenever Mars is in both girls and boys chart, if they both are Manglik, then you can recommend marriage. If Mars position from Moon and Lagna, from both, if it is falling in 1, 4, 7, 8, 12, then the boy or girl will be called Purna Manglik, fully Manglik. If from Moon it is there, but not from Lagna. Similarly, from Lagna, but not from moon. In that situation, they are called partial Manglik or Anshik Manglik. Partial Manglik. So we try to find match where both are either Purn Manglik or both are Anshik Manglik. If one is Purn Manglik, one is Anshik Manglik, we can tell them to perform Manglik Dosh Puja. So Manglik Dosh Puja is nothing but it is Vishnu Vivaha. You get married to deity Vishnu, or you get married to pot or something. There are different rituals. Generally, the people Purohit, those who perform marriage, they know these rituals, so they can get it done. So whenever Mars is in these positions, the person with this position of Mars becomes very dominating, or he takes a lot of responsibility in marriage. Sometimes it may culminate into arguments, fighting, even physical fights also. If other bad planets are also there, like for girls' chart, if Mars is situated in 12th house with Ketu and all. Suppose in girls' chart, even in general, if Ketu is in 12th house, it is not considered good for bedroom life. So even physical fights can happen. Violence can happen in such situations. So we can actually see, in charts, this kind of things. So Manglik is another big thing. Most of the astrologers, they earn money through Manglik Puja and Manglik or the Dosh Upay and all those things. Remedies for Manglik Dosha. Another thing, it is told that Manglik is when somebody after 28, effect of Manglik Dosha gets reduced significantly after 28 age. That you'll have to see. Another thing which I learned initially was that girl and boys moon sign. Girls, they need more emotional support, emotional happiness. They need some praise and some emotional, basically, support. And male is more attracted towards physical relationship. So if moon of boy is behind girl's moon, then he will be able to provide support to girl. Similarly, if girl's Venus is behind boy's Venus, she will be able to provide physical support to boy. This I'm not using now because I've not found it very useful. If you want to, you can check it. You can do some experiment on it. Whether this situation happens or not. Otherwise, what will happen if it is vice versa? Suppose boy's moon is ahead than girl's moon, and girl will always feel that he doesn't understand me emotionally. But again, I'm telling, I've not found it very useful over a period of time. But other things are I found useful, like Grahametri. Grahametri is very good point. If Grahametri is there, you can say with confidence that boy and girl, they will love each other very nicely. So that is one point. And Dasha. When will marriage happen? Many astrologers, they don't do horoscope matching because it takes a lot of time, and you can never match any two horoscopes perfectly. Definitely there'll be some problems. Nowadays, if somebody calls me whose marriage I had matched, and they got married. When they call, my heartbeat start, pumping up. What happened? Why is he calling? So you know, two devotees came to me separately, one Mataji and one Prabhuji. They both came for different horoscope matching. So those horoscopes did not match. But then I checked myself. These two people's horoscopes were matching nicely. So I asked them, Prabhu, your horoscope is matching very nicely with this Mataji. I think you can go and talk to their parents and all. So this marriage materialized, basically. Got married. So they invited me for the marriage and all, everything. That's good. After 10 days, this Prabhuji called me. So I was in some class or something. I could not lift the phone that time. But that time itself, I told my wife, I don't know what happened. Just within 10 days, he called me. Within 10 days, what can happen? Anything bad has happened in these 10 days. So next day, with a lot of fear, I called. So Prabhuji, you called me. Is everything fine? So he said, yes, yes. Everything is fine. We are entering in new house, so we just wanted to ask how to enter. You know what? I said, okay, very good. So, and when you match anybody's horoscope, from the bottom of your heart, you will pray actually for them because you have matched the horoscopes.
Right.
You really want them to, this marriage should continue. Um, Even when I went to their marriage, I was sincerely praying to Lord Jagannath. They married in Rajapur Jagannath temple. So I was praying, please make their marriage successful. So it's one way it is good, but another way it is selfish also because you are afraid that you will be failed, and especially astrologer is always cursed. I mean, people really say this person only spoiled my life. He only matched this horoscope. So that's why prayers also come from heart. That situation, you also pray from the bottom of your heart. My Lord, please make their marriage successful. So matchmaking is really a little tough job. So you also check dashas. That's why great astrologers, they don't do this because it takes a lot of time. Now you have to check all dashas, which dasha will come, and whether this dasha is good dasha. So in boy's chart, which in future, in near future, which dashas are coming, marak dasha, or some problems in married life, this kind of dashas are coming. So whenever you see any problem in horoscope, you should also see whether the dasha of those planets will come or not. Like you may see sometimes very great Raj Yogas forming in somebody's horoscope, but they are not so successful in life because the planets involved in that yoga, their dasha only did not come in their life. If their dasha doesn't come, then they will not be able to utilize the fruits of that Raj Yoga. In fact, they will not get any fruits. Some fruits definitely they will get because Antardasha, Pratyantar Dasha, these will come. But not the major dashas, Mahadashas. Mahadashas will not come. Some people have Raj Yoga, Gaj Kesari Yoga, but Gaj Kesari Yoga is not working. Moon-Jupiter combination. Why? Because Jupiter's Dasha, Mahadasha will come very late, or Moon's Dasha will come very late. So devotees also, I mean, astrologers also check future dashas, which type of dashas will come. So when people come with horoscope matching, they have some standard questions. For example, first thing is, of course, how will be the understanding between these two. Second thing is whether this person is lucky for me or not. Whether I will, my money will increase or not. So Lakshmi is coming. So they ask, in her chart, is it there that they will be very lucky for their husband, and they will increase Lakshmi of their husband, money of their husband, wealth of their husband. So they ask for that. And how will be their relationship with their in-laws? Because in India still we are a close, family unit. So strong bondings are there. So generally they ask whether wife will be able to cooperate with my parents or not. Similarly, girls may also ask, but not so much, because generally boys, they don't go to, nowadays trend is of course changing, but generally it does not happen that boy is sitting in in-laws house for a long time. You can check if their eighth house is good. What is the house of in-laws? It is eighth house. So if eighth house is in good condition, and Lagna Lord and eighth house Lord, they are friendly towards each other. Sometimes they may be friendly towards each other, or same planet may be there, like Venus. Venus may be, first Lord as well as eighth Lord. So if these things are there, generally they will have good relationship with their in-laws. Eighth house Lord is inimical. Although it is inimical, sometimes it may happen, inimical planets are there. In that condition, some problems may come, and they may be sitting inimically towards each other, 6 8 from each other. That may be a problem. 2 12 from each other, that may be a problem. So that we'll have to check. And also children, whether they'll be progeny or not. So what you can do for seeing progeny, you can check D7 chart. First you check Rashi chart, then you check D7 chart also. In Rashi chart, if fifth house is strong, aspected by Jupiter, aspected by auspicious planets, Shubh Grahas, in that condition, the children will happen. If there is no malefic effect of 6 8 12 Lord, then children will happen. Especially Ketu creates some obstacles. Ketu. And also Jupiter. If Jupiter sitting in fifth house, I have seen. Sometimes Jupiter sitting in fifth house, it does not allow children, doesn't allow conceiving. In its own sign, I have seen. In Sagittarius, Jupiter in Sagittarius in fifth house. So they have been trying for a long time, but children are not happening. So it is, you can say Karako Bhavanasha principle. There is a principle of Karako Bhavanasha. Whenever significator is sitting in that same bhava whose significator himself is, so he does not allow that signification to fructify, give results. In Jupiter's case, especially, you can see here this example. They tried everything. They tried even IVF and all, did not happen. They told me they were going to an IVF clinic or some clinic. In that clinic, they were taking treatment. So when they were taking treatment, after some time, they saw some patients came. Now they are coming with their children also. But these people are still going to that clinic, but nothing happened. So now they have left all hopes. This will happen. So Karako Bhavnasha and D7 you check then. If you know it is good in D1, D7 also you check. Sometimes like D7 chart Lagna. Lagna should be in auspicious effects of planet, like good planets are aspecting, and even the Lagna Lord is sitting in 5th house, or Lagna Lord is you can say in good condition, exalted, or with Lagna Lord and 5th Lord together, and 5th house is also having good aspects. That means progeny will happen. Progeny will happen. But in case if Lagna is in bad influence, malefic planets are aspecting, malefic planets are affecting, 6, 8, 12 Lord are affecting, or similarly for Lagna Lord, if it is happening, in that condition, there will be problems. It will be difficult to have children. Similarly, you check 5th house also. Similar conditions in 5th house also for D7's 5th house. Jupiter represents male children. If Jupiter in general represents children, but especially male children. So if Jupiter is aspecting 5th house, generally it will give result, and children will happen. So you can tell them to take medical treatment. If you find that there is some problem, chart, you can tell them to take medical treatment. So for children, you can tell like that. Similarly, they will ask for money and all. Money you can check with the 11th house, 2nd house. How is the 2nd house? And how is the Lord of 9th house for girl or boy? So whether they will be lucky for their partner or not, if you want to check. So if 9th Lord is strong, sometimes somebody has Moon and Mars. It's called Chandra Mangal Yoga. So a lot of money comes in this yoga. If one person has Chandra Mangal Yoga, that person will be very good for the partner. You'll get money for the partner. So like these all things you can check when you are checking. Another thing is, when you match two horoscopes, suppose you match them successfully and you tell, okay, you can go ahead. The next thing is they will come to you for muhurta, for marriage muhurta. So what we do generally, what I do is, actually different methods are there for muhurta. One method is, you can just check, there is drikpanchang.com, or if you have panchang with you, you can check in that also. I'll show you panchang. So panchang is like this, This is Sri Baraj Bhumi Panchang. Okay. Comes from Delhi. In this, you will find विवाह के लिए शुभ समय, अंग्रेजी मास तारीखें. So this is in Hindi basically.
Right.
So here you'll find this side. This is for boys. And this side, लड़कियों के लिए विवाह हेतु शुभ समय. English dates basically. So if you find that, for example, boy is Taurus and girl is Kanya. So in Taurus sign, there are some dates in May month. 20th May, 21st May, 24th May, 26th May, 27th May. Like this, it is given here. Now in boys, in girls, Kanya Rashi, May dates are 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 20, 21, 24, 26. Now 21, 24, 26 are matching here. So whichever are common, you can tell those dates. Those dates for marriage. So that's how. One thing is, through Panchang, you can directly check.
This
And
is of
uh,
particular publication, or we can refer to any.
there are many. I mean, local panchang is better wherever you are staying, because that panchang will make according to the longitude, latitude of that place.
Place wise, okay.
So place wise, no, it's if you take place wise, it will be better. And another thing is, you when this will tell the dates, and in dates also, now when should be the pani grahan sanskar, when should be the exact timing when they should have this. You go to drikpanchang.com. In drikpanchang.com, they tell even the timing of the muhurta, not only dates. They tell the timing of the muhurta, till what time muhurta is there. You should see that Lagna, if Jupiter is rising in Lagna, it's very good for starting the marriage. For Muhurta, if Jupiter is rising in Lagna, that's very good. So you can choose Lagna where Jupiter is, if that timing is coming. Similarly, that day moon you can check in which Rashi moon is there. It should not be 6, 8, 12 from the boy's moon or girl's moon. So we can avoid such dates further. So these things we can take care. Another method in which I see is by checking the Tarabal. In Drik Panchang, when you will go, you will see that they give Rashi, they give Nakshatra of that day. So there is a technique of Tarabalam. So in Tarabalam, there are nine parameters. Okay. There are 9 parameters for Tarabalam. Let me tell you. So you are born in certain nakshatra. So for the people born in certain nakshatra, which nakshatras will provide good muhurta, or which nakshatras are good actually, that we can see from Tarabalam. And even if you don't know the whole Tarabalam thing, you can just remember it. There are 3 sets of 9 nakshatras, total 27 nakshatras. 3 sets of 9 nakshatras. So 1 to 9, and each planet owns 3 nakshatras. For example, Ketu has Ashwini, Magha, and Mula. Sun has Kritika, okay, Uttara Phalguni, and Uttarashada. 3 nakshatras. So each planet has 3 nakshatras. Now suppose you are born in Swati nakshatra. So for you, first nakshatra is Swati nakshatra. So first of all, you should remember all 27 nakshatras. Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, Margshira, Adra, Punarvasu, Pushya, Ashlesha, Magha, Purva, Falguni, Uttara, Falguni, Hasta, Chitra, Swati, Vishakha, Anuradha, Jyeshta, Mula, Purva, Shada, Uttara, Shada, Shravan, Dhanishta, Shatvishak, Purva, Bhadrapada, Uttara, Bhadrapada, Revati. Should remember 27 by heart like this. There is no other way. You have to mug like this. When you mug them like this, then you can count them on fingers. So now I suppose you are Swati nakshatra born. So Swati, Vishakha, Anuradha, Jyeshta, Mula, Purvashada, Uttarashada, okay, and Shravan, Dhanishta. So Swati is Rahu nakshatra, Dhanishta is Mars nakshatra. So like this, 9 nakshatras we have counted. So 1 to 9 you have to count. 1 to 9 all belong to different planets, 9 planets. Okay. So one set is 1 to 9. For you, it will become Swati first and 9th is Dhanishta. So in this 1 to 9, you remember 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So number 2, number 4, number 6, number 8 and 9. These nakshatras are good. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 24,689. Whatever way you want to remember. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So from your nakshatra, if somebody is born in 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th or 9th, these people will be having good relationship with you. Similarly, while choosing muhurta, you can choose 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th, 9th. If these nakshatras are falling, you first open Drik Panchang, you check what you will do. I will tell you. I want to find out what are the good days for you to perform marriage. Okay. So what I will do, I will make Swati. I will write down all 9 and then I will see 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, which all nakshatras are there. I mean, which all grahas are there. So you are Swati born, suppose. So next will be Vishakha. Vishakha is Jupiter's nakshatra. So all Jupiter nakshatras are good for you to perform marriage. Okay. Then Swati, Vishakha, Anuradha, Jeshtha. Jeshtha is Mercury nakshatra. So all Mercury nakshatras are good for you to perform marriage. Then Mula, Purvashada, Jeshtha, Mula, Purvashada, Shravan, Dhanishta. Shravan, Dhanishta again, Moon and Mars. So Moon's nakshatras and Mars nakshatras, they are good for you. And 6th one was Ketu. So Ketu nakshatras are also good for you. So like this, now you know, for you, these 5 planets, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, these 5 planets will be good. Jupiter, Mercury, Ketu, Moon, Mars. Now you got 5 planets whose nakshatras are auspicious for you. So you can perform marriage on the days when Moon in these nakshatras. Moon is in these. But it cannot happen only for one person. You cannot simply choose only for one person. You have 2 persons here, boy and girl. So how will you judge? And what do? You find out similarly for girl. So out of these 5, some common you will get. Okay. Out of 9, if 5 will be good, so at least 1 common will come. If 4 are not matching, at least 1 will match. Then you will find the nakshatras of this 1 planet or 2 planets or 3 planets, whichever is good. How many ever are matching, common planets for both of them. So you see their Drik Panchang, you open and see when these nakshatras dates are there. Vivaha Muhurtas are there. In that also further you check if any day is falling 6, 8, 12 from boy or girl, then you can avoid further. One more filter. So in that, timing is also given. In drikpanchang.com you'll find timing of Muhurta. Vivaha Muhurta is also given. If that also you get, then you will be able to tell exactly how to choose Muhurta. I hope you understood this technique. I mean, this is little technical. Of course, you have to remember.
Yeah. I'll maybe watch it again, hear it again.
But you understood what I have told?
Yeah, sure. Choosing Muhurta based on nakshatra.
Yes. So this is how we can find out and find suitable Muhurta for somebody's marriage. Okay. And of course, it is always a difficult task basically to match 2 horoscopes. And you will have great experience while matching the horoscopes. People will come up with so many questions, and then you see so many things, you get confused sometimes whether it's good or not. So I told you many techniques in today's lecture, how to find out a good partner. These techniques can be used, and they are very, very effective. And you get a systematic way of judging two horoscopes. This problem is going to remain perpetually. People will want to marry. An astrologer will never be out of business because marriages are never going to stop. So uh, we can actually practice. You can try to match horoscopes. At least you can for yourself. You are still searching for matches. So you first now start matching yourself, then see. So even after that, whatever you tell a person, you match horoscope very nicely, they are matching. But still, if it is not destined for these two people to come together, they will not get married. Because other external factors are there. Somebody may say, look wise, I don't like. So that's why I rejected. Somebody may talk and still may not like certain things, and that. There is also another question of character. People also ask, how is the character? Especially in India, they talk about girls' character more. It's not only about girls, even boys' character also we should check. And you see, whenever there's a few combinations are there, like Venus Rahu combination or Mercury Venus combination. In such combinations, you'll find that there is tendency of multiple relationships. Venus Rahu and Mercury Venus combination. Similarly, Mars Venus combination can also show that. When Venus is exalted, that is also not very good because it shows multiple partners. Venus tries to give more sensual pleasure to the person. So how he will give multiple partners. That also can we have to see. And sometimes Rahu in 7th house. If you find Rahu in 7th house, that means person is inclined to have more partners. Ketu in 7th house, person is either the partner should be spiritual or the partner will be very loner kind of person, very detached kind of person. And this person may not be satisfied with his partner ever. Because his or her expectations will never meet. So this person breaks a relationship because he is not satisfied. But when Rahu in 7th house, person simply wants to have more partners for enjoyment purpose. Because he or she thinks that I am most important person, I am the center of the world. So I should have more and more happiness. So having Rahu or Ketu in 7th house, similar results may come, multiple partners, but the reasons will be different for having multiple partners. Ketu also represents breaks. So break in marriage, can break marriage. If apart from Rahu and Ketu, if another malefic planet aspects, then definitely if any two planets or more malefic planets, they aspects or they conjoin in a single house, then they destroy significations of that house. Like I told you, one of the brahmachari's chart I saw, it had Scorpio in 7th house with Mars and Ketu in it. So Scorpio is a sign of, it's a malefic sign itself. And then Mars and Ketu, they both are malefic planets. They generally break or cut. So this brahmachari, he took brahmachari ashram naturally, voluntarily. He did not feel like entering into grihastha ashram. So this question of character, definitely it comes. And one may ask, so we may tell, in a very mild tone. Of course, an astrologer must know how to tell bitter things in milder tones, because astrologer is also like a counselor. And if you tell bitter truths, if you don't tell bitter truths, there are other problems, because the event will happen, then you will be blamed that you did not tell, you don't know astrology. Astrology will be blamed. If you tell, sometimes people, it has happened. I heard an astrologer told some, sons had come, a person's children had come. He told them, your father will die on so and so date. He told like that. And the father died. And these sons came and had beaten this astrologer. Because you told, that's why your father died. So, of course, that's foolish. He just told what is written there. So, we never tell directly to people, you're going to die. Like recently, one of my relatives, unfortunately, she had some, some cyst, some tumor. So now the time is, Markesh Dasha is going on for her. And she already had cancer. She did chemotherapy, and so it went. Now again, another tumor had come. So I cannot tell her it is Markesh Dasha, which is going on for you. Because she was crying so much. Still she's crying. Now also again, I have to talk to her, because they are saying she's, elder. They are saying, you please see something in astrology and tell some remedy. What can I say? Sometimes destiny, one cannot avoid destiny like that. So so you have to tell, some certain times you just have to tell, see, very bad time is going on. You have to be careful. Do this puja, some remedies. What you have to tell in a palatable manner. If it is not palatable, then also person gets hurt. Some people may go into depression zone. Like this lady is already in depression zone. And you see, since this Shani has entered in Aquarius, and Shani and Rahu is in Aries sign now. So Shani has started aspecting Rahu from third aspect. So Aquarius to Aries aspect is there. And I have heard since then, I have heard many cases of cancer after that. Our Brajaraj Prabhu is not there today. His father got cancer. He is in hospital actually.
Oh, really?
And I saw his chart. I saw not his chart, but I saw Prashna Kundli that time. He had called me. And yeah, I saw his chart also. So chances are very grim. He has got blood cancer, vomiting blood now.
Oh.
So I told him, please be prepared for any news. So he was asking me question whether my father will come back or not. I cannot answer that. I told till this time, like this you have to tell. Till this time, very, very dangerous period. If that passes, okay, hopes are there.
Right.
Okay. So An astrologer must know how to tell unpalatable things in a palatable manner. And you have to tell truth also, otherwise it's going to hurt again in future. So it's better to tell truth, but in a different tone, in a different way, indirectly. Sometimes you will find really very annoying clients will come and they will ask very direct question, and you don't want to answer those questions because they will get hurt ultimately. But they keep asking, no, whether this will happen. What do you want to say? What can I say? I can only say, I can only say this much. The time is bad, and let us pray. So I told you once, there are some nishedh question. I mean, some questions are not allowed in astrology, should not be asked and should not be answered.
Okay.
It's like somebody asks, how long will I survive? My another friend is now calling. His father also got heart attack actually. So I talked to him. I told him some remedies and all. So this is the thing. Okay. So any question?
Yeah, I think yes. In the beginning, I think you mentioned that love marriage and arranged marriage difference. And if somebody is going for love marriage, then usually we say not to check even horoscope because he has already consider it's in the karma and one has to go through it. So and sometimes we see that even in friends and you can connect with some person and you maybe feel like going ahead. Now in these cases where it's not exactly arranged but or some frequency works or love marriage, their ganas could be very different, like Dev and Rakshas or something might be there. So, but in that case, we just still recommend, like, they still should go ahead. How?
Yeah, because the thing is, if you tell them, this marriage is not good for you, and then it's very difficult. I have not seen people generally not, because of astrologers, they don't break relationship, just because astrologer has told. So why to tell them something which anyways they are not going to do?
Right.
Nobody will say because of that astrologer, I had a breakup with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
So, so better not to tell, and tell them, this is karmic and don't think about marriage, matching charts and all. Now it's let it come through direct karma. Many astrologers don't give remedies also, why? Because they consider that first of all, giving remedies means you again get into their depths. Second thing is, best remedy is to undergo your karma, go through your karma, directions to your karma, previous karma. It's done, it's finished. You want to change planets and planets want to change you. They want to teach you a lesson basically through their placements. So when they are teaching a lesson, we want to change them. We want to wear some anguti, some ring and some stone and all those things. So these all planets want us to go towards moksha. One has to understand that this material world is place of misery, basically. Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. So better, as astrologer, especially, big astrologers who are really learned, they don't do any remedies. They don't give any remedies. Very rarely they will give remedies. Similarly, when a person has to, you can tell them, this is the time period you will go through this kind of situation. This will happen during this time period. That is the best way to give counseling or consultation, because at least you will make them prepared. Their mind will be prepared for any eventuality. So that's why, don't tell them, even if it is not matching, what is the use?
Yeah. And in one sense, even in arranged marriage, if that is not matching, but if other points are there, then still it can be considered. Yes.
If points are less, suppose,
No.
points are less, but still other things are good in horoscope. So even with average points also, marriage can go on properly.
Oh.
See, they may have some trouble, some financial trouble sometimes, or some children's health is not good, or something will be there in life always for everyone. But the thing is, they always work as unit and they tolerate these situations together. They give support to each other. If you find that, then you can actually tell them to go ahead.
Okay.
Until unless you find, life is very less for somebody, lifespan is very less, then definitely, that point can be conveyed. I feel that this person's life is very less. And suppose you find that this person is having double marriage. One marriage is going to destroy and he will have second marriage. So you will try to avoid this kind of thing. In such situation, you have to say no. You have to say no, it's not matching. And second thing is, this horoscope is not good for marriage. Suppose you find that this person who has come to you, he or she has very good horoscope for marriage, but they brought a chart who is not good for marriage, whose chart is showing that there will be many difficulties in married life. So we try to avoid such charts. We tell them, it's not good, it's not matching. In devotee's life, you may find sometimes the Krishna's power is there. So because they are performing devotional service, so they many times they say, today also I got a message from one Mataji. So she is actually trying for second marriage. Now in second marriage, she showed many charts. Some charts I said yes, but still it could not materialize. So she was telling, some senior devotee told that for devotees, if they are practicing very nicely, then marriage should not be we should not go through this astrology so much. I have to reply, yes, of course we should not go through astrology so much if you are chanting very nicely. But the thing is, we don't know how clearly we are chanting. We only know, how much our mind is wandering and how sincerely we are practicing, whether we are trying to avoid devotional service, what is our intention. Krishna knows everything, of course. We also know our heart, how much we are materially inclined, how much we like material sense gratification. So if they are following Guru, I have seen if somebody has Guru in life, if husband and wife, they have a proper authority who guides them, a Guru, a counselor. If somebody is there, then marriage can go smoothly. If they have one person whom both of them obey, actually, then in that situation, marriage can go on nicely. And of course, that person should also be really, very mature person, not anybody. So if they both respect this same person, the Guru, 9th house person, then this marriage can, even with problems, even with having so many problems, because Guru's blessings are there, marriage can run. Now that culture has ended in our society. Previously, people had gurus and they both husband and wife, they would serve gurus. And guru also would guide them in personal life also as a counselor. As a guru can be grahastha couple also. So both husband and wife are getting guidance from these senior grahasthas. That is there. Then it is good actually. Then both of them should respect equally to both guru and guru's wife, counselor and his wife. Both should agree. Of course, it is a very tough job, but I've seen in this experience in my personal life that life becomes much easier when you follow someone. If you are a follower, you are very safe. If you try to be a leader, you will be in trouble.
I mean, in a way, some are inclined with, they have that mental thing to lead or some engagement. It's natural for their mind.
That's okay. I mean, leadership in the sense, I'm saying that independent nature.
Independent. Okay. Good.
Independent nature in married life. So both get guidance. Previously, like when you see, even in Ramayana, when Mother Sita went, she took guidance from Arundhati. Who was that? Arundhati, or who had given her clothes which would never become dirty? Arundhati, I think.
Okay.
Anusuya or Arundhati, one of the two. Yeah. So even they would take guidance from seniors. When Draupadi went to meet these queens of Dwarka, when she met them, they all asked, how do you take care of 5 husbands? So she explained how she actually takes care, what she does. So in our scriptures also, we find examples how they take guidance from seniors.
So in a way, also seniors at that time, like in Gurukul, gurus knew the mental inclination of the student, the shishya, in that sense. So it's like an astrologer only. Astrologer knows the mental inclination of the student, so he can guide and engage the person accordingly, in a way.
Yesterday only, I was seeing one devotee's chart. So he asked this question today, whether I should join Brahmachari ashram or Grihastha ashram.
Oh.
So I asked him, I told him, whenever somebody asks this question, I recommend you join Grihastha ashram. Because those who want to have Brahmachari ashram, they will never have doubt. They will directly go. So if you ever get this doubt, that means you are fit for Grihastha ashram. And it is your mentality basically. It's not nothing wrong about it. A Grihastha means one who wants to secure future. A Brahmachari is kind of sannyasi. So if you tell him, there is no place today, he will pack his bag and go anywhere. But a Grihastha will always think in future how I should have a financial security, all those things. And especially those who need emotional support. Such people are fit for Grihastha ashram. Because in Grihastha ashram, you get proper emotional support. Female, they are very expert in providing emotional support. Women, because it's by nature they have got. They have this motherly kind of nature. So if somebody is inclined, I was talking to one ISKCON Brahmachari here in Kolkata. He was telling me that after 15, 16 years or 17, 18 years of practicing in Brahmachari ashram, lust problem does not create much disturbance. Lust and all, it's not much disturbance at this age. Like around 40. Only problem which a brahmachari feels is lack of emotional support. And people change ashram because of this lack of emotional support. They don't change because they want to have sex life and all. They want to have somebody in whom they can confide their feelings. They can tell their feelings, their heart they can tell. And in ashram situation, you don't get such support, that only a female can provide. So many of them have changed ashram. If somebody is getting support from Srimad Bhagavatam, either one should get such support, emotional support from Srimad Bhagavatam. Read and cry and whatever. So then one can be a brahmachari or sannyasi. Otherwise, they will need one person. Especially male and female, male will need a female. Right? Okay, so it's 9:20 now. So I think matchmaking is done. You can start practicing on matchmaking.
Yeah. Myself, I have to start.
Yeah, you can start.
Sure.
Okay.
What any topics would we be taking next, or is there
one more class I'm thinking? I'll try in next class, qualities of science, which I will try to summarize the whole thing. So, and if any Q&A is there, question answer session, if you want, that we can continue.
Sure.
Main thing is now, after this basic knowledge, you need practice.
Yes.
More and more charts you have to see. And
yeah,
that only will
improve. I think it's was in a way also very good learning that it's just like we know everything is destined, so it kind of reduces your confusion. जो होना है कर्मा है, और also faith building in astrology ऐसे कर रहा है वैसे ही हो रहा है, हम देख रहे हैं तो we can match. वैलिड है ना, दूसरे के लाइफ में ये देख रहे हैं, चार्ट भी एक है, तो it is also faith building.
Astrology is a Vedic science, no? It is there in our scriptures everywhere. Whenever a child is born, they first check the horoscope and they tell, this is the situation, this is the position. You read Chaitanya Charitamrita. So in that description is there, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, which planet was in which Rashi. Everything is given there. So you can make a chart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, and then you see Sun Rahu. He has Sun Rahu in 7th house.
Oh.
So Sun Rahu represents snake. Sun Rahu actually represents snake bite. So one of his died of snake. So you can you can see the combinations and the whole pastime.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
ज्योतिष शास्त्र की जय, पराशर मुनि की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।